Hey Rob, so we're going to talk about the new Commander 2020 cards.
I'm excited. They
So,
have some really good things in there. I was just gonna like write the set off, honestly. But now that I see more and
right.
more cards, I'm just like, okay, I think they got me in.
So all the new cards are based on like the ikoria flavor. They're from here. So we're going to look at Ruthless Regiment, and the face card for this deck is Jarina Kudrow. So she is one red, white, black, Mardu colors. Well, I don't know if people are going to start calling this by the other because they have names for
Oh yeah,
these three colors on here.
yeah.
Anyway, she's a 3/3 human soldier. When she enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 white soldier for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone, and then other humans get 2/0. So what I thought was interesting is it's each time you've cast a commander from the command zone, not her specifically, so she could be in a different humans deck and still get you a few humans when she comes in.
That's true. So you need like the best way to do it would be like Mardu partners,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
and then I don't know who are the cheapest ones. Just like pop, 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 play them down, and then here's
And then,
Jarina bringing like her entourage.
right, get like five humans or something. Chaldean Plague. So you toss one red, white, and black. Do you want to? Can you read this one?
Sure. All right. So this guy, 2/2 from Mardu, has vigilance and haste, which is such a nice combination. This is like, haha, lay it down. I'm going to hit you, and it's still ready to block. He gets +1/+1 for each experience counter you have. That's just lovely because experience counters don't go away, so it's just always there. And then he has the ability just tap him. He will do 1 damage to target creature you don't control. When this creature dies this turn, you get an experience counter.
A lot of people were looking at putting like Basilisk Collar on him or whatever, Death Touch. But what I first started thinking about when I saw experience counters is how can I put this in with the other cards that have experience counters?
Yeah, you gotta get all the mileage out of your experience tokens that you can.
Partner commanders. Trin, Champion of Freedom, and she white and 3. When she comes into play, she has partner, so you can go get her partner silver. And then at the beginning of your end step, if you attacked, you get to create a 1/1 white soldier token. And the Silvar Devourer of the Free is a 3 and a black and red cat nightmare. And he has menace, and then you can sacrifice a human, put a 1/1 counter on it, and it gains indestructible. So this, I'm not exactly sure of the flavor that's going on here. Like, it looks like she's standing behind some doors or something. So she's like opening the path. She's like, "Come on out! Like, we're gonna be free." And then her cat nightmare just eats the people she frees or something.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. Maybe she's just like luring people. It's like, hey, like follow me, little children, and then they get eaten. Maybe she just wants
Right.
for like her cat nightmare to have a good meal.
Silvar is a 4/2 with menace, and he can get indestructible. So it seems like she kind of provides the token fodder, and then he swings in and gets the damage in. So now we're going to look at some of the cards that are new. So the first one is a common, because this one's actually in every deck, but we'll talk about it here. This is Bonder's Ornament artifact. You can add one of any color. You can also pay 4 and tap it. And each person who controls a Bonder's Ornament draws a card.
I don't want to pay 4 to draw a card. That's
Uh,
the. I'd rather be in like blue and pay like 1 to draw a card or 2 to draw a card. But at the same time, if I know someone else is going to be playing this, I kind of want to play it just to get the free card.
yeah, it seems like a card that maybe came out of the file for Battle Bond 2 or something like that.
Call of the Coppercoats. All right, so we got an instant for 2 and a white. It has Strive. And if you want to Strive, it's just going to cost you an extra 1 and a white to do it. But the main text is choose any number of target opponents. Create X 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of creatures those opponents control. end of your turn, here's my army. I untap, I attack with like these super buff humans. That's awesome.
Right.
Oh, and yeah, you're right. The cost is like beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like cheap in the beginning, so you can play it as early as you need to, and then late game it just gets better and better.
Next, we have Flux Squad. This is 3 in red for a human soldier, 4/3 with haste.
Good.
Whenever the Flux Squad attacks, you may exile another target attacking creature you control. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yep. There's a reason this is in the token deck.
Oh, right. You just...
it would hurt to like I'm attacking with my goblin. I'm attacking with my dragon. I don't want to exile my own stuff.
Right.
That doesn't have a way to get them back. So, but I mean, if you have all these spare tokens, it's like, okay, this token turns into, this big, huge dragon. That's way better.
And so I think this is just another example of a fairly recent shift from polymorph being into blue into red.
Yeah, that chaos element is it's spot on red. So
right.
It should be there. Flawless maneuver. 2 and a white for an instant. Oh, yes! Oh, okay. So if you control your commander, you may cast this spell for free without paying its mana cost. I love this. This is the first one in this cycle. These commander coupons are so cool. So, for free, all of your creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. You always feel good when someone tries to cast a Wrath, and then you're like, no. And like, the whole field is clear, but like your stuff is safe. Oh, that's a good feeling. And for free, it's going to feel even better.
It's exactly what White wants to be doing also. And even to be able to tap out, getting your creatures into play, someone wipes, and then you use your commander coupon, bam, indestructible. It's another good card.
It's so good. It's so good.
Now we have Frontier Warmonger, a red and 3 for a human warrior, 4/4. I always love square stats. Like, it's been a long time since square stats was like so good, but it's still like fun to see. Whenever one or more creatures attacks one of your opponents or a planeswalker they control, those creatures gain menace. I think this is a really good card. In the groups where it's creatures swinging in at each other, I think this is good. This is going to get damage going. This is going to end games.
Yeah. And that's what you want. You want the games to like proceed. You want them to keep going. And this just gives everyone on the table a chance to just like start swinging. And especially not at you. Martial Impetus. All right, so we got an aura. We got our first enchantment aura for 2 and a white. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and is goaded. Okay. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, each other creature that's attacking one of your opponents gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Ooh. All right, so this is the first one in the impetus cycle. So there's one in each color where it will goad the creatures, which is good. So you want to play these on your opponent's creature so they can no longer attack you. And it kind of gives your person an incentive to keep attacking. So they try to sweeten the deal with the +1/+1 whenever, more creatures attack your opponents. So, it's a good one for one, I guess.
So next we have Molten Echoes, which is an enchantment that costs 2 red and 2. As Molten Echoes enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a non-token creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, create a token of that creature. That token gains haste and exile it at the beginning of the next end step.
Ooh, I do like crazy red enchantments.
Right. So when I first saw it, I Flame Shadow Conjuring, which is an enchantment from Magic Origins, and that costs 1 red and 3. This is free for the creatures, but it goes into a tribal deck, and that one goes into any deck as long as you have red floating. I think in general this is going to be better because it has the free activation.
Free creatures is good. I think the choosing the creature type is so limiting though. Like if it didn't have that line, this would just be an auto include, because who wouldn't want to get like extra beasts and extra dragons and extra goblins?
Right.
Oh, it's so good. So, I mean, tribal, it'll definitely super shine. So, I was thinking about the Inala's essence right here.
Oh,
I love Inala. So, Inala, you know, whenever you cast a wizard, you can pay 1 and you'll get a token copy of that wizard. And then, the same thing, exile it at end of turn. But I mean, here's Molten Echoes. So, it's just free. So, you can put all your mana into getting a double wizard and you don't have to keep the 1 up for the extra cost.
If you put this in that wizard deck, that is going to do even more main things.
Only mean for a little while, because then, you know, all your opponents will be dead.
Right. Then the game's over.
Oh, Sanctuary Blade. All right. So here's our first equipment. Cost 2. As Sanctuary Blade becomes attached to a creature, you choose a color. The equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has protection from the last chosen color. And then it has an equip cost of 3. A build your own sword of blank and blank.
Right.
Except just 1 blank, because it's only protection from 1 color.
It's 2-0, not 2-2.
I really like this card because it fits the situation of like, okay, like I want to attack you, you're a green deck, okay, equip it, protection from green, boom. It's like, oh, I want to attack you, you're a red deck, protection from red, boom.
People might just look at this and overrate it. They'll say, I'd rather just play a sword.
Oh, it changes color though. Oh,
Right.
I mean, I'm going to play it. I'm going to test it out. I have high hopes for it. All right, so this is Species Specialist. For 2 black and a black, you get a 2/3 human warrior. When this enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature of the chosen type dies, you may draw a card. Elves. You say elves. You say elves every time. Death to elves always.
Well, this card is kind of interesting because you can choose any creature type. This is in the human tokens creature type deck, so you can also pick the creatures that you're playing.
Mm-hmm. And
so
humans die.
If all your tokens are going to die, you can draw a lot. But if you're Rob and you're playing against an elf deck, you can name elf and then Earthquake for 1 and draw a ton of cards.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Death to elves always.
Okay, now we got Titan Hunter. So this is a 4 and a black, 4/5 human warrior. At the beginning of each player's end step, if no creature died this turn, Titan Hunter deals 4 damage to that player. You can also pay 1 and a black, sacrifice a creature, and gain 4 life. And that sacrifice a creature, gain 4 also negates the damage that you would be dealt by the Titan Hunter. So in a way, you're kind of gaining 8, like if you squint. What do you think about this card?
I like it. Like, it definitely encourages people to like start killing things or sacrificing creatures. So you're going to get creatures off the board and giving people an incentive to do that. And the easiest way to do that is to like start swinging with creatures.
You don't need to attack with this thing for it to do damage. You just need to have it on the field. So its power doesn't matter that much. Its toughness is 5, so it could stick around for a few turns. For me, I think it goes pretty well into a creatured version of Mogus when you have creatures to sacrifice and then also swing in and beat up their creatures. And then if they don't have creatures, or if they do but they don't want to sacrifice it, they're going to be taking damage.
Very mean. She has like a chainsaw and a stick. She has like this
Right.
big menacing hook hanging from her belt. Oh, the Verge Rangers.
Ooh.
For 2 and a white, you get a 3/3. I like
Of course,
that.
love it.
You got that human scout going. All right, they have first strike. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Is this the first white card being able to do this?
Mono white. Alesha the Infinite can do it also.
She can do everything. All right, and as long as your opponents control more lands, as long as an opponent, as long as an opponent controls more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. Ooh, white is playing catch up.
This is good. This is good for white. People are going to buy this deck for this card.
I might buy this deck for this card.
Uh-oh. So
It's so good!
they've been talking about how do we make white better in EDH and Commander. And they told us, months ago, they're experimenting, they're figuring things out, and they work so far in advance, we just have to wait and see for when the cards come out. I'm sure this is one of those cards that they're like, can this make white better? And I think it can.
Definitely.
When you're playing lands off the top of your library, you're catching up, first off. You're also making it so that the lands are not on top of your library. You're drawing non-land cards, which is great for white because white needs to play stuff. Every color does, but especially white. Get the deck, get the Verge Rangers, get the Commander coupon so you can protect your creatures. We'll see you next time.
Peace.